Hello there, hi, welcome back. Today we are talking about beauty basics, specifically foundation, because I want to help you feel comfortable and confident with makeup. So, what is foundation? Foundation provides a solid base to your face. It's going to even out your skin tone and your texture. One note I like to make here is that full coverage does not mean cakey, okay? That also has to do with quality of product. We can talk more about that as we go on. Foundation's important because everything builds off of it. Think of the foundation for house and construction, carpentry. If you have a crappy foundation, nothing else is gonna go right and it's not gonna last long. The most difficult thing about foundation is finding the right shade. This is why I blend custom cosmetics. Yes, you can find wonderful foundation straight out of the tube, straight out of the bottle. It exists, it's possible, but it doesn't serve everyone and it can take some trial and error. I've heard, lots of stories of people who even go and get color matched at, Sephora's, Ulta's, things like that, and they go home and it doesn't work. It doesn't work in all lighting and things like that. That's why I tend to work one-on-one with my clients so that it just takes the guesswork out of it. I will say, when you are testing foundations, we can walk through this quickly. So this is my custom blend. I'm going to put some on the back of my hand here. And when you get a custom blend, or just you want to use the foundation that you have, this is how I color test for like my swatches and like when I work with clients. So I like to bring a line from my cheekbone to my jawline, okay? And I don't like to blend it in a lot. All of these custom blends are mineral based, and they will warm up and adjust color, change color as they warm up and adjust to your skin. So I like to let that sit for a solid 45 to 60 seconds just to see where we're at after that. Now, I know that this one's going to be a perfect match for me because I made it myself, but if you want to know about your own foundation that you currently have and are using, this is a good way to just test it at home. Do a swatch, wait for 60 seconds, and then what are we looking for? Once that warms up and we've waited the minute, what are we looking for? Well, first of all, we're looking for depth, okay? And by depth, I mean light versus dark. So is it light enough? Is it too dark? Is it too light? And then the other thing I'm looking for, I just applied more product that made it lighter because it darkens when it warms up to my skin tone. The other thing we're looking for is that once it's sat there for a minute are any colors jumping out at us? Does it need to be more pink, right? Are we seeing pink? Does that mean that your skin's more yellow? If we're seeing pink, we might need to neutralize it. You might need to get a warmer shade. So anyways, talk to me about this. I invite you to use the link. I do free consultations. Hit me up. Let's book, a little discovery meeting. Easy peasy. Let's give myself a little bit more. And I like to kind of place some color around and then blend in from there. Now, there's a bunch of different tools that you can use to apply foundation, and using a foundation brush is my favorite. I think it's the most sanitary option, and it's going to give me the most bang for my buck for my foundation. If you use a sponge, it tends to absorb and soak in to the sponge. Also, there's sanitary concern there. We all know that we should be washing our brushes and cleansing out our sponges. You have to clean out your sponge every single time that you use it, and it should be wet and damp when you are using it. We don't really have time to be on top of cleaning our brushes every day. At least the majority of people that I work with don't. So I like to use the brush because I can't count on myself to clean my sponge every day. And this isn't going to pick up the product. You can see that my brush is clean. It's still white. So it's not picking up the product. It's simply dispersing it. I also quickly just want to show you using a mirror about these different application techniques. So with the sponge, you can totally see through it straight to the mirror. And with the brush, you're going to get way more coverage there. Also, using our fingers, let me bring the focus back out. Using our fingers to apply foundation is a no-no. We carry bacteria on our fingers. So even if you sanitize your fingers straight before, sanitize your hands, you know that it's clean and you have confidence in that. you're not going to get the coverage or the application. It's not going to be seamless. It's not going to be flawless. If you don't want flawless foundation or anything like that, then, you know, I can't stop you, but it's not my recommendation. Definitely use a tool to apply. I also get asked if like texture of foundation means anything. You know, we have liquids, we have creams, they come in bottles, they come in tubes, there's sticks, there's mousses, you know, powders, all of that. Does it really matter? I think it comes down to personal preference and the amount of personal preference and the amount of coverage that you want. So if you want fuller coverage, I tend to lean for creams. You can get additional coverage with powders, like setting that with your foundation, especially. If you use a powder exclusively, you're not going to get the same amount of full coverage as you would with a cream or a liquid foundation. Also, it's a common misconception that if you have oily skin, that you don't want to use a cream or a liquid foundation, that you think it's going to make you look more oily. That is not true. People with oily skin go like, oh, I like powder foundations or like Bare Minerals or, you know, a pressed powder because it soaks up their oil. I'm glad if that works for you, but don't let that shy you away from using a cream or a liquid foundation. Especially with the custom blends that I make, I enhance them with botanical serums and skin treatments. We have skin treatments specifically to help keep your oil in control throughout the day, and it's not gonna mess with the texture or the integrity of the foundation. Sometimes when you use a brush to apply the foundation, you might get left behind like some brush streaks. I typically don't experience that too much. I don't know if it's the brushes that I use. I just use the Motives foundation brush. I use all of their brushes, honestly. But you can, if you have a clean sponge, clean it out, rinse it out, squeeze it out so it'll still be just damp. And you can go ahead and kind of blot that and get rid of any brush strokes that you need if you need it. Let's hop into some of my favorite recommendations for foundation. What I just used now and what I've been talking about is custom blend cosmetics. I love custom blending for people and for myself. I can make it to exactly the color, tone, finish, coverage, everything that I want. So I have a more sheer BB cream, like a tinted BB cream for a more everyday wear. And then this is my more full coverage, medium full coverage for if I'm doing any events or anything like that. It just feels like a second skin. It's like my skin in a bottle. I just honestly love it so much. Motives also has some really nice, amazing foundations that come in these tubes. We have like a 3-in-1 that's like an SPF primer foundation all in one. That is delightful. I actually used it for probably 6 to 7 years before I discovered Custom Blend and before I started getting certified and being a color consultant with Custom Blend. So I highly recommend that one. There's also illuminating liquid foundations, which is this one that I have in my hand. Same exact bottle, slightly different formula. And it's gonna kind of give you that nice dewy finish. It's gonna reflect light away from any imperfections of your skin. I also highly recommend it. The most recent foundation that they came out with are these wonderful foundation sticks. And I never used a foundation stick before this, and I'm kind of sold on them. They are super quick, super easy. They come in 19 different shades, and there's a nice little color quiz that will match you to your perfect color. And they also sell them in bundles of 4. The one I have that is over there. So here's my 3 that I use the most. So for me, Ivory Rose is the closest to my skin color, right, with pink undertones. And then I have Ivory Silk, which is just a little bit lighter, and I use that to highlight under my eyes and conceal imperfections. And then I have Buttercream, which I use as my contour. Then I can do like my highlighting, my concealing, my foundation all in one step, blend it together. It's been a total game changer. So links to the color quiz to get color matched for that. If you're interested in custom blend and wanting to infuse skincare into your cosmetics, links are there for that. They're there for everything. And as always, promo codes because I love you and all motives always. This video was designed with the absolute basics in mind and kind of answering those most frequently asked questions that I get from my clients over the years and on a daily basis. If you feel that you're not 100% clear, or if you have an additional question, please feel free to leave a comment below. I will get back to you by typing a response and probably incorporate that into a future video. If this worked for you, please let me know in the comments if this was helpful and give it a thumbs up and subscribe. This video is just one of 14 videos in my Beauty Basics series, so head to the playlist link above, right up in that corner, right there, if you want some more information and educational resources so that you can feel more comfortable and confident with your makeup. Makeup is fun, makeup is for everyone, so now it's on you. Go have some fun, try something new. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.